Hey, I'm Shane, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about sketchbooks and do a quick sketchbook drawing today. I've seen a lot of videos recently of people sharing their sketchbooks, and they're just full of these beautiful drawings, and the books themselves are like a work of art. Man, they're so good, but my sketchbooks aren't like that. Now, back in the days when I used to sketchbook regularly, I carried it with me everywhere. And for me, it was a place to write down ideas, maybe sketch out a corresponding image for the idea. I'd write down my dreams. I'd paste in images from magazines or maybe some pictures of artwork I liked, write important dates, phone numbers, poems, song lyrics I made up. Really, it was just like a combination of a journal, a calendar, a doodle pad, and a scrapbook. And they were always really private, and they wouldn't be something that I would share with anyone. Now, as I got out of school and I moved from job to job, I found it was difficult to keep a sketchbook because it wasn't something I could always have on my person. I would be concerned about coworkers finding it, and sometimes they're just kind of bulky and in the way. Where I'd be in an environment where you just couldn't have something like that, like doing when I was doing farm work or construction. So for a while, I would carry a little pocket notebook with me, and I used them a little bit, but not like I did my other sketchbook. Now, as far as journaling goes, I have mostly kept a journal through my life. I have kept one pretty steadily every day for many years now, both handwritten and typed. Those type of things have always been good for me to go back to reference if I need to, remember something. But my sketchbooks were never really like that for me. They were more like a place for me to just dump everything, and I kind of miss having that. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a quick drawing in my sketchbook today. With this drawing, I'm starting out with a pepper from my garden, but I'm only using it as a jumping off place. A lot of times, if I don't really know what I want to draw, I'll just grab something interesting and start drawing it. And then I just kind of let my mind shut off and wonder and make stuff up. Having that initial object just gives my imagination something to work with. So I'm not usually like a stickler for drawing, finishing a drawing of what I'm looking at, like a still life or whatever. Now, this beautiful pepper that I'm drawing is Alacia pepper. When I bought seeds for it back in the spring, it was marketed as the sweetest pepper in the world, but I really didn't find that to be the case. I had two other varieties of peppers in my garden that were sweeter. But these Alacia peppers reminded me more of a bell pepper in their flavor and their texture. They can get kind of large, and they have thick walls, so they're really good for stuffing. Even though I wasn't really impressed with their sweetness, I found them to be really impressive just overall. They were extremely productive, and they outperformed my bell peppers by a long shot. I've always had a little bit of trouble growing bell peppers. So going forward, I'm growing these in place of my bell peppers. Now, I said this was a quick drawing, but really I'm not that fast when I draw or paint. I tend to work really slowly, and it can take me several hours to finish something, even something that's small. My larger works, I've taken as long as 40 or 50 hours to complete them. I realized a long time ago that I was not suited to be an illustrator because it takes me so long to make my images. So I'm a little envious of those sketchbooks that I see online, and the ones that were just every page is something amazing, and or maybe it's one continuous story or a one body of work within a book. I love that, and I don't know that I would ever do something like that, but I've kind of always wanted to. And I'm very inspired by these that I see online. I have a tendency when I start drawing in a sketchbook that they just get real messy, and It's not ever anything I really want to show anyone, at least not the entire thing.